Ever think of where it goes? From this to this. People are somewhat aware that their technology is made from different parts of the world, but the vast majority don't know where their laptops and phones end up after they're done using them. The truth is that most of these products consumed by first world citizens are taken by recycling companies and shipped to third world countries, where e-waste laws are less strict. One of the biggest e-waste importers is India, but the trash there is not dealt with properly. Instead, it ends up in piles like the ones here in India. So why would companies send their waste across the world? And why does it matter? The main reason comes down to cost. With high recycling standards in the US, it's much more expensive to get rid of e-waste than it is to pay a foreign country like India to accept the trash and get it out of their hands. A 2014 report from the United Nations revealed that just 16% of the e-waste is properly recycled, according to a US News article by Tom Risen. So what effect does this have?
The environment takes a large toll, as little of the materials sent over are being processed, extracted, and reused. More minerals and plastics must be used to create new technology, while a New York Times article by Hari Kumar and Kai Schultz reports that a majority of the leftovers in India seep into the ground. The story, Electronic Waste, is recycled in appalling conditions in India, from theconversation.com, tells us of the burning e-waste in Delhi that makes the air hard to breathe. But as we evaluate all the costs and effects, we cannot forget the factor in which the people in developing countries that are living in or near to these dump sites. Imagine that every day you left your house, the air you breathed burned your lungs, fires erupting around the trash mountains due to toxic chemicals and various diseases manifesting in you or your family. Imagine that your job would be to go to these man-made mountains, to pick through them, determining a discarded item's worth in order to feed your family, knowing that just by living near these, your chances of dying dramatically increases, directly because of the wading through the chemicals daily. As horrible as this issue is, there are technically no laws forbidding exporting e-waste to India, as well as other developing countries. So many recycling companies can get away with it. According to Renee Cho's article on the Columbia University site, only 28 states have specific recycling laws, and they're all different. One way to crack down on the e-waste exportation would be to pass a federal law banning such practices.
Currently, according to the same Columbia University publication, every developed country besides the United States is part of the Basel Convention. This is a treaty that's mission statement is controlling transboundary movements of hazardous waste and their disposal, as taken from the Basel Convention website. Countries that do take part in this agreement are trying to reduce the amount of e-waste exported to developing countries. This is just one course of action against the buildup of e-waste in India. Stanford Magazine also published a story of students who have created biodegradable circuits. While this doesn't directly solve the highly complex issue of countries dumping waste, it does reduce the amount of e-waste that will pile up in India. There are many approaches to this e-waste exporting, some being more large-scale than others. However, any solution and awareness in general can help the people of India and the earth as a whole.